Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. Manufacturers across Saint Lucia are set to benefit as Article 164 comes on stream. Crime-fighting interventions by government continues to bear fruit, and how local musicians are adding their special touch to Saint Lucia's tourism offerings. A decision by CARICOM is set to benefit the manufacturing sector across the less developed countries, the LDCs of CARICOM, including Saint Lucia. Under Article 164, manufacturers among the LDCs now have the advantage of producing certain products at a cheaper rate as compared to those from more developed countries or internationally. The article came into effect on January 1, 2020. Anissa Antoine reports.
The Ministry of Commerce, International Trade, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs has officially implemented the CARICOM-wide initiative to enable the growth and development of the less developed countries of CARICOM. Article 164 of the Treaty of Chaguaramas, which came into effect as of January 1, 2020, seeks to promote industrial development in the less developed countries of CARICOM. The regime covers 14 product groups across 39 tariff lines. Dr. Thomas Samuel is the Director of International Trade at the Ministry of Commerce.
The structure of the Article 164 regime is targeted at providing assistance to the manufacturers of a specific set of goods, namely curry powder, wheat of muslin flour, pasta, sort of waters, beer, malt, stout, poultry products of poultry feed, other animal feed, industrial gases, paints and varnishes, and wooden furniture. These are the products that have been approved out of the universe of products captured in this, what we call the HS or the tariff, which has over 6,000 lines, almost 6,000 lines. And the number of products covered here is only about 39 or so lines.
The tariff rates on selected items for more developed countries coming to less developed countries will be adjusted upwards. Saint Lucia, which is currently producing 17 out of the 39 product groups, is amongst the many 15 LDCs that are required to suspend the original treaty agreement and apply the approved rates on classified goods from MDCs of CARICOM and from outside the region until December 2028, except for curry, pasta and powder, which ends in December 2023.
That view that is an automatic increase or there will be an increase because of the regime is not quite correct. Okay? If the product in question comes from a more developed country, there will be an increase. If it comes from the rest of the world, there will be an even higher increase. So it's about choice. It's an open economy and consumers are free to import goods or to procure goods from any origin, local, regional and international. But you have the information, you have the prior information as to what to expect at the border in terms of the treatment of the product in question.
Imports of the selected items from CARICOM LDCs, which include countries of the OACS, Haiti and Belize, will continue to benefit from community origin treatment and would attract a tariff rate of 0%. Dr. Thomas Samuel also explained that during this period, various interventions will be undertaken to enhance capacity and develop the skill set and standards of the businesses in LDCs to increase their competitiveness.
It is recognized that tariffs alone will not provide the sort of outcome we want in terms of increasing the level of competition in a sustainable manner. And so the treaty speaks to a set of accompanying or support measures that help the beneficiary firms. And these support measures would range from things like boosting production, for example, upgrading a plant. It might involve looking at standards, making sure the products are well labeled, packaged, and meet the standards needed to enter regional and international markets. It might be a logistic challenge, maybe shipping, and so forth.
Dr. Samuel noted that the current regime being implemented across the OECS creates employment, promotes foreign exchange, and makes the St. Lucian economy more resilient. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
Meantime, Executive Director of the Saint Lucia Manufacturers Association, Paula James, has welcomed the move.
Most of the islands in the OECS fall within that category. So we are looking for that sort of assistance. And when we look at what it does for the businesses, it gives them a time to prepare and get standards. For us as a sector, standards is key if we need to compete. And we not just talking compete internationally, we also have to look at our region, our partners. And for us to really move out there, we must have a standard. So what the sector has decided, okay, during that period, let us see how we can expand, how we can help our members gain standards. So the Manufacturers Association worked very closely with the Saint Lucia Bureau of Standards to acquire standards for our members.
She says these interventions will make it even easier for local manufacturers to compete internationally.
As manufacturers, to prepare and to help you set up your business in a way that you can first serve the local market, and this is our goal. We will have a standard that once you're in the local market, you can start to export. So we do not wait until you get a market to export to start looking at a standard. We do it from the onset. Anybody walking into the association, we encourage them to get their labels done, to get everything done, go to the Bureau of Standards, make sure you have everything that's required, because the Bureau of Standards is a part of CrossQ, who sets regional standards. So once we do that, we know our members are ready to compete.
Efforts by government to improve citizen safety across St. Lucia are bearing fruit. So says Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet after a high-caliber weapon was confiscated this past weekend. As part of its medium-term development plan for the period ending 2022, the Alan Chastanet-led administration has made citizen safety a key area of focus, with the aim of reducing serious crimes by 45% while reducing repeat offenders by 35%. Honorable Chastanet says this is proof that these interventions are necessary.
Alarmed at the size of guns that are available on the ground, it means that the effort that we're making right now to beef up our police force is absolutely needed and make sure that there is a fair match that's taking place in the streets. But I'm also grateful that the security check systems and the heightened and increased traffic checks that we're doing, that it resounded into that kind of result.
Over 500 more closed-circuit television cameras are to be installed along the island's roadways with the help of Digicel.
We have signed the agreement with Digicel, and there is an additional 535 cameras that we're about to implement, which will be from Grosley to Castries as well as in Viewfort area in total. So we already have 95 of them that are on the highway between Grosley and Castries. I think this is going to go a long ways in being able to assist us both in traffic management, but more importantly in terms of the criminal activity that's taking place in our country.
And that was the Honorable Prime Minister speaking at a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday, January 13, 2020. As Saint Lucia seeks to grow its tourism product, local musicians are being touted as the ingredient that will make Saint Lucia's offerings more prominent internationally. Minister for Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries, Honorable Dominic Fede, has given industry professionals the assurance that local talent will get the spotlight that it deserves. In this report, Janelle Norville tells us just how much the industry has grown and what we can expect from local artists for years to come.
The government of St. Lucia has pledged to not only lend greater support to local artists, musicians and producers, but to assist in creating increased opportunities. Noting the growth of local music, the government indicated its intention to convert the building where Radio St. Lucia RSL operated on the Mount Castries into a film, recording and broadcasting studio with the aim of creating a permanent facility that will become part of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College where the various disciplines would be taught. Minister for Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries Honorable Dominic Fede indicated that St. Lucia's music has penetrated the international market and is doing quite well.
our music has gotten so big. The point is that our artists have attained international recognition. And we will continue at the Tourist Board to ensure that we include our music as part of the marketing strategy of the Saint Lucia Tourist Board. Whenever I go away and you're interviewed by press writers, two of the most amazing things that they cover would be, one, village tourism, and two, they would have a lot of interest in the dennery segment revolution whenever you talk about it. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that tourism and travel and travelers' interests are changing every time. No one wants to come anymore, lay on the beach and relax. They want to come and sink their teeth into who we are as a people.
The government of Saint Lucia also revealed its intention of establishing several music studios across the island. Prime Minister, the Honorable Alan Chasney, recently indicated that the construction of the Grosile Music Recording Studio will soon begin. Minister for Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, Honorable Leonard Montoute, in 2019 announced the signing of a contract under the Basic Needs Trust Fund for the project. Honorable Fede added that not limited to the music, the international community is very interested in experiencing all that is Saint Lucia.
They want to understand the way we dance, the music that we listen to, the songs that we sing, and they want to eat the food that we eat. They want to go to local places that we go, and they want a most authentic experience. And that's what the dennery segment revolution has in common with village tourism and bringing our tourism to our villages. And so we must continue ensuring that we allocate the appropriate budgetary resources towards those things that are uniquely Saint Lucian.
Upon completion of the studio, musicians will have access to state-of-the-art recording equipment and technical support to help improve the quality of their craft, whilst benefiting from assistance which will help take their creations beyond St. Lucia's borders. For the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville.
And this is the NTN Nightly. We'll be right back.
The Saint Lucia Standard Mark is a mark of excellence. It can be applied to goods produced in Saint Lucia. The island's largest bottling water companies carry the Saint Lucia Standard Mark, indicating that they meet the national standard for packaged water, SLNS 29/2006. The standard for prepackaged water specifies the requirements for the purity, treatment, bacteriological acceptability, packaging and labeling of all bottled water that is prepackaged for sale and used as beverages or in foods. The standard for prepackaged water should be used in conjunction with the Code of Hygiene Practice for the collecting, processing, and marketing of packaged water, SLCP 4/2003.
This message is brought to you by the Commonwealth Standards Network.
Welcome back. The government of St. Lucia has announced the names of 12 St. Lucians appointed as Goodwill Ambassadors and 9 as Brand Ambassadors. Speaking on behalf of the government during a press briefing Monday, Minister for Culture and Creative Industries, Senator Honorable Fortuna Belrose, said that Cabinet has ratified the proposal which came out of the Cultural Development Foundation last year. A committee was appointed to establish the terms and references for a program which is now finalized. The ambassadors are expected to represent St. Lucia locally, regionally, and internationally by leveraging their profile and celebrity status to tap into access for growth and to forge strategic partnerships between the Cultural Development Foundation and other related agencies.
The Cabinet of Ministers felt it was necessary for us to look at a broader program that incorporates St. Lucians across all sectors in our society. And as a result of that, as a consequence of that, the Goodwill Ambassadors Program was developed. And the Goodwill Ambassadors Program is a program that caters to allowing citizens of St. Lucia who have achieved international acclaim and who have been consistent in terms of their work internationally to be able to leverage what it is that they have, what they bring to the table for the country.
The Goodwill Ambassadors named include acclaimed St. Lucian singer, musician, songwriter, producer Ronald Buhingson, Gordon Commissioner Williams, internationally renowned music producer, Taj Weeks, reggae music and philanthropy, English pro footballer Jermaine Colin Defoe, Laverne Donlin Spencer, Olympic high jumper, Darren Julius Garvey Sammy, international cricketer, Leslie Ferdinand, pro football player, Jalim Udovic, international sculptor, Chef Nina Compton, internationally renowned chef, Joseph Marcel, actor, Dr. David Williams, academia, Ken Chitoli, philanthropy. The named brand ambassadors are soca artist Teddyson John, Ricky T. Joseph, and Arthur Allaire, reggae musician Taj Weeks, Lashley Moto Winter, music producer, performer, John Rick Freezy Leo, music producer, and Johannan Dujour, entrepreneur.
The other component of this, because I think importantly for us as a government, is to ensure that there is a clear pathway for our artists in St. Lucia. And so what we've done is to develop a program called the Brand Ambassadors Program, which allows young upcoming artists the opportunity to be in the spotlight, but more importantly, leverage to what they bring to the table for our country. And so it means that agencies such as the St. Lucia Tourist Board and all of the agencies looking for young people who are talented to assist in promoting our destination, our country, can select from those that we have here.
Besides the granting of the award of brand ambassador, these individuals will be eligible to apply for property tax exemptions on the purchase of property, income tax exemptions on income received from foreign sources, visa facilitation, issuance of an official passport, access to grant funding, and eligibility to apply for duty-free concessions. Following the official acceptance of the 19 individuals, the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industries will be hosting an official ceremony at which time all of the official instruments will be conferred on the Goodwill and Brand Ambassadors. The PI Combined School will be the latest recipient of grant funding by the Government of Japan through its grant assistance for grassroots human security projects. The US $62,189 grant will help build a new toilet facility and lunchroom, as well as renovate the staff room. The project aims to provide a healthier and safer environment for present and future students and teachers. The signing ceremony for the project will take place on Thursday, January 16, 2020, and will see remarks by His Excellency Ambassador Tatsuo Hirayama from the Embassy of Japan, as well as Parliamentary Representative for Saltiba Choiseul, Honorable Bradley Felix, and the acting principal of the PI Combined, Genevieve Shari Etienne. The Grassroots for Human Security project aims to provide financial assistance to non-profit, development-oriented organizations to implement community development projects which directly benefit people at a grassroots level. And this is the NTN Nightly. We'll be right back.
When driving, don't make reckless decisions. Consider the consequences. Consider who you leave behind. Arrive alive. Drive safe.
Welcome back. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Partly cloudy, hazy and windy, becoming cloudy at times with some scattered showers. The Atlantic high-pressure system will continue to generate strong easterly winds and rough seas around the eastern Caribbean during the next 2 days. Low-level clouds moving along the wind flow will cause some scattered showers over the Lesser Antilles during the next 24 hours. The tide for Castries Harbour was high at 6:27 p.m. and will be low again at 12:56 a.m. The tide for Vieux Bay was low at 1:21 p.m. and will be high again at 7:34 p.m. The seas locally rough to rough with waves and northeasterly swells 7 to 11 feet or 2.1 to 3.4 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise extreme caution due to strong winds and rough seas. The sun will rise Wednesday at 6:31 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the Saint Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.